Hello, Danielle.
Hey, Kate.
Everybody gets, I know everyone gets so excited when the intro comes on. It's great to see you, my friend.
Great to see you too. We always have
Well,
so much fun.
I know we do. And we're going to have so much fun with this earring. Let me put it up. There it is.
Hey.
I love it. So we got these brand new Checkmates tiles that are in the shop as we speak. There's a bunch of different colors. And you folks can all go over to the Just In to see them. But I'll put up a photo in a little bit. I'll grab one. I should have grabbed a screenshot so you folks can see it. Terry is saying that she loves Danielle projects. All the secrets come out.
Thank you, Terry.
It's really true. So let me ask you a couple of questions about this one, Danielle. What was the inspiration behind these? The tile beads, right?
Yep, the tile beads. I think after our last project, we were talking about using the check 2-hole tiles. And I just started thinking mosaics and summer, and it feels very European, like very Spain, Barcelona.
Yeah.
A nice summer earring.
Yeah, it really is a nice summer earring. And I just love it. Let me put these up. And Janice, you know what we're missing here? And I need to look on the back end. I'm just looking at all of these. I don't see the red ones listed. Let me put these up. We also have a new, I can't believe I didn't notice that. We also have a new, let me turn this off. We have a new ADOT finding, a new symbols finding that we're using, right?
Yeah. One of my little favorites. It's tiny but awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how you use that. I'm going to put in this overlay. Let me see. Here it is right now. Let me see. Desktop. Let me make sure. Here it is. I think this is the overlay. So you can see all the colors. I'm going to double check on the back end and make sure, because we also have red. And the red didn't get posted, but you can see here we've got those new symbols. The symbols are there, and we've got the Checkmates table cut tiles in all of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great colors. But I will double check while you're working on it. I'll double check on the back end to make sure that the red ones got scheduled to go up, because they're here. We just need
They're pretty.
They're really, really pretty. And you also have a really great handout for us as well. So why don't I just go ahead and highlight your overhead, Danielle, and I'll work some magic behind the scenes to get things going.
Okay, sure.
Awesome.
So here's an up close of the project. And it is it's a recipe basically that you can make in other colors. So take this and take the handout and create different palettes for any design that you'd like. And so the list of beads that I used and the colors I used are all here in the handout. And they'll be on the project page. That beadshop does such a good job with project pages. So it's
Thanks.
Yeah, wonderful. It makes it so easy to shop, And I like shopping, so I know.
It does make it easier, doesn't it?
It so does. And so I'm just going to walk you step by step how it is made. It's a really cool self-reinforcing thread path that comes together really quick. You can make this whole earring in one sitting, and it's very, very fast. And
it's
you can
really
just imagine. Oh, thank you.
Oh, and just a really quick, and then I'll stop interrupting you. The red just wasn't tagged correctly, so it was up. It just wasn't in our Just In category. So it is, it's there now for you.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like the red would be a great pop of color. And
yeah,
the basic recipe here is 2 colors of check tiles. Although, go to town. This could be so many different patterns here, but your basic pattern is going to look like this. So if you want to plan and lay out, or just see what would look good together, you're going to have a flower, And then you're going to have just a little smile at the bottom. And then you'll need 3 colors of seed beads if you like this pattern. You could do it with 1 color if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be 3. And I spaced the bottom with 15s, and that's just to make it so that it has that little, it has something to it, a little pop. Sometimes the 15-0 is the thing you need to get that spacing right. It's also what suspends the charm. And that charm is the aster flower. And that little jump is 5 millimeter this way, and I believe 3 or hair under 3 this way. And that's all linked in the handout. Yeah, and so that's pretty much all of it. At the very top, one of these cute little findings is stitched to the top. And I had another idea I'll share when we get there for ways you could change this up. This way is how I have been using it all along. But then I was playing yesterday and discovered one additional thing you could try and experiment and see if you like the look of which one. But yeah, that in a nutshell is all the beads. And then I use some 6-pound Fireline and a hard beading needle. It's pretty flexible. You can use like a 12, a 10, 11, whichever size you've got stuck in your mat, which is what I've done here.
Right. That's usually the way that goes, isn't it?
Yep. So that is all the stuff. And the rest of it is super, super easy. It's just starting with some ladder stitching and then some stringing. Oh, there's a little brick stitch in there too, but it's not a lot.
Awesome.
Awesome. So if I can dive in if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Right. Okay. So far all you're going to need are the tiles. So just for the moment, just these little set here. And it starts with a really easy ladder. You want to string on one of your white tiles or whichever color you're using as your main. And then that center tile. And leave about a 5-inch tail. You don't need to do much with the tail. It's going to just be a place we're going to weave up to and use to tie off and knot in. And just go back through the white tile. And so that is just a little ladder stitch. And if you pull tightly, they should just pop right next to each other. So those are the first 2. And I'm going to go ahead and go back through the first hole of the blue tile. So you have your thread positioned there, exiting from the bottom of the blue. And then just switch and go up through the second hole, the open hole on that tile. And that's going to put you right in position at the edge of that to put on the next bead. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I am working with the smoke color Fireline, but on all of my samples, I did use crystal. It just today, it would be hard to see without this color thread. All right, so you want to pick up one more and then go back through that same hole of the last tile. And then again, if you pull tight, they should sit side by side for you. You can always position them and then tighten it up.
Nice.
And then just go ahead and pass your needle through the white tile. And it'll put you right here. And so that's step 1. And then for step 2, we're going to be bringing on the next row of tiles. So start with one white tile. And what you'll want to do is, if you lay it out on your mat, it's easier to kind of visualize, but you'll want to go through the right-hand side hole of that tile. So it's kind of going to have almost like a brick stitch appearance to where it's going to be positioned like that. And so if you go through the right side and string that on, it'll sit right there. And then just go ahead and go through the left side of that same tile and go through the right side of the blue. And now that one's secured. We're going to make a turn through the blue left side and pick up another white tile. And this time we're going to ladder this new tile to that one. That's what makes it look really solid next to the one that's next to it. So just go down through just the white tile, left side hole. It'll probably do something like that for you, so just help it. To sit side by side with this one. And so you'll get it to sit, pretty much like that. And then go ahead and head up through the right side hole of the new one, the one you just added. All right, so far so good. Now you've got this. Now we're going to travel through, and everything I'm doing here is, just want to highlight one more time, you don't have to memorize it. It's all right here for you. So we're just going to take a turn through the left side hole of the tile we just added and travel through the one above it on its right side hole. And just bring your needle right through. And that completes the bottom row. We're going to basically be repeating what we just did there on the bottom here with the top two tiles. The only difference is in this case, we were just going through all of these. On this one, we're going to be reinforcing the whole work. So we're here right now and we'll reinforce everything, ladder a new one, and then head down to start the next step.
Gotcha. And it makes such a nice little motif too, I think, that you could use for different things.
Oh yeah, this could even become just a bracelet by itself.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of them.
It would be really cute. And just real quick, Danielle, I know while you're stitching, I texted you, Janice, but I don't know if you saw it. I need you to close out of the red tile project page because it's not saving. It can't have both of us in it at the same time. So close that page on the back end, please, JP. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Those red tiles are pretty. I've seen them. They're gorgeous. They're like the Picasso red.
Yeah, it's so
It
pretty.
looks so nice with the red version of this bead.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be pretty. And when I'm picking up the tiles, if I'm adding one, you can just grab any side because they don't really have a front or a back.
Mm-hmm.
So going down just through this one, because we're going to ladder. This step is key to make it not have a kind of like a little herringbone look to it. This little laddering step.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they do kind of tend to have a little gap like that. See?
Right, right.
This will solve that problem for you if you just have the
right to reinforce it. Right.
See, it looks like that until we close that up right here.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty tight tension, but it really pays off because it makes a nice strong component there. A great base to build our next steps on. So we're going to go through all these tiles now, all the way down through the right, left hole of this one and the right hole of that one. And there we go. So that's the little center flower tile. And we're left right there. So all we got to do now is put on these first. So working with my color A, which for me is that hawthorn color here. It's really easy thread path. Just going to add these and then another reinforcement through here and add those. So by the time we get done, these are super strong. And the cool thing is the hole diameters on these are super generous.
Mm-hmm.
That's true for these tiles and the original non-table cut ones. So those work here too. So just heading down through all three again. So far, so good. And just head up through all three of those. And turning and heading down through these. I'm spotting a birthday in the chat. Happy birthday.
It was Janice's birthday on the 12th on Monday. So she had a really fantastic day. It was a lot of fun.
Happy birthday, Janice.
Yes.
And this is the tail thread. I just keep pushing the tail thread out of the way. Just keeping it for the end. All right. And so this is the last 3 for this side. And in this graphic here, I've left it off as unfinished. So we're just going to go to the next step. So that's starting here. We're just going to head up through all of those again. And now we're going to start doing some brick stitch. And it's a really fast little set of 5 beads at first. And all of these little turns we've been making have had the benefit of creating thread bridges across the entire top.
Right, and that's perfect for the brick stitch. Awesome.
I love it when you when your needle ends up where you want it in a design. It feels meant to be when that happens. So you'll be exiting from the left side hole of the top tile. And I'll pick up 2 beads. I'm again still working with the color A for me. And go under what is essentially the second thread bridge. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thread bridges. And we're just going to put 5 beads on those. Starting with the first 2 and working right under the second one. And then head up through that second bead. And they'll pop just like that for you. Cool thing about the tiles is it stabilizes the brick stitch really nicely.
For sure.
Now I'm just going to go 1 for 1, 1 bead, next thread bridge to the end for a total of 5. And there's that. Here's the last one. And that last thread bridge is the one that connects your tile to your seed beads.
Oh, that looks great. And again, you were saying, the this motif you could use for a lot of different things.
Oh yeah.
You know, this could be a great bracelet start. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so fun. It could become, I was even thinking just keep building them out, you know? And it would be so cool. So this just needs 1 more row of brick stitch, and then it's just a really simple addition of 4 beads, 1 for each thread bridge that you have. And then we'll be putting on the Alana 2 finding for the top. And this is where I want to show a last minute idea. I'll show what I did, and then I'll share the other idea that I had that you guys can pick your favorite. I wish I'd thought of it first. Yeah, sometimes I get ideas a little late in the.
Well, that just gives us options.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be my new way of like going forward to do the attachments. So we'll see. We'll see which ones you guys like. So here's just 2 beads, and I'm going to go under the second thread bridge. Just starting with 2 there. And in this one, I'm going to need to use Janice, your Kate and Janice and Emily's trick for making those beads stay a little bit more aligned by going back through.
Right.
Under that thread bridge there. And then head up through that second bead again.
Just a little reinforcement.
So I learned that from you guys, and I've used it ever since, and it's a lifesaver thing.
Oh, good. Well, you know, it's all in the collective consciousness. You know, what are you going to do?
It's definitely a lifesaver. It leveled up my work. I remember I used to have those little edges that were always tilted, and there we go. So there's our 4.
Nice.
All right. So on the journey over and back down through the work, just adding the findings. So what I did is I went down back through the second bead. And there's, of course, more than one way to go about this one, but up through the one after that. So that puts you coming out of one of the center 2. And that's our goal, is to just be here above the center 2. And here's the finding. And what I did on the original is I went through just one side. And that works great. And that's what I'm going to show. But if you wanted to make it even faster, you could. Why not go like that and have that
Oh,
be,
yeah.
because it looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, smart.
You can just see it sitting like that on the top. It almost looks more meant to be.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately, it's not the idea I had originally, but they're both great. So let
Yeah.
me show you this one, but feel free to go and try that other one if you like it more. And so going through just one side in this case. And after that, so notice I'm exiting from that second bead, went through one side of the Alana finding, and then just go right back through that same bead. And when you tighten it, it'll just pop right there.
Nice.
And head
And
up through
I really like this finding a lot. We're going to be adding some more of the A-dot findings because they're so handy.
Oh, yeah. These are life-changing findings. They speed up my finishes, and I love these. These are great on a wrap bracelet too.
Yeah.
Really nice. And so the only difference, if you were going to do the idea I just showed, is instead of going back through that bead, you could just go right through and come down through this bead. And instead, what I'm doing is just coming right up through the second bead, and I go through the second hole on this. So this kind of looks more like a wire guardian, the way we're using it.
Right.
But it could just as easily be used in the other way, and it's amazing either way. And the trick to getting through, I found, is if you put your needle, try to put it flat next to the hoop that's adjacent to it. When you're heading through the other side, it'll be a little easier to get it through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little tight fit. Another great reason to try the 8/0 version. All right, and then again, back through that same bead that you just went through. Or that you were just coming out of.
Right.
And I did reinforce that one more time. So there's one set of so each of those has a stitch through it. And all I did was just repeat that. Just come back up here, go through.
Yeah, nice sturdy finish.
Oops, here we go. My threads are all jumping everywhere.
And you're using, in the sample, Danielle, you use the crystal, right?
I did.
You could also use KO for this. I mean, whatever you folks like, really, any skinny seed bead thread. I find that the Fireline adds a nice body to this piece, though. So I like that choice that you made.
Yeah, I agree too. I think the Fireline gives it a little structure. But then working with the colorful threads is also just so fun that I wouldn't mind doing a little extra reinforcing to have that as an option as well. So I feel like but there's just 2 passes. You can get that done pretty quick. And again, if you liked my other idea, all you'd have to do in that case is you're just making a circle. You'd be going through and like that.
Right, just to get that other one in there.
Might even be faster. So that is super, super fun. Once you've got everything attached and you're happy with this complete, head down through here. And what we're going to do is just repeat the brick stitching activity here at the bottom. And so for me, from where I am here, I'm going to go ahead and head up through this adjacent one. Just however you want to weave toward there. For me, what I did is I went through this bead and then I headed through. Either one of these will work. And through the tiles. You should be able to get through all 3. But your goal is to get yourself to, it doesn't matter which side actually, one of either the far right or far left hole of the white tiles at the bottom. And then just we're going to repeat the step that we did, step 5, by picking up 2 8/0 seed beads and going under the second thread bridge. And some tight stitching there, Danielle. Here we go.
Nice and firm.
Yeah. And so I love how this first one just kind of pops in place, but magical tiles.
And you're using, like I said, the new cuts, the new table cut ones, but you could use any of the Checkmates tiles for sure.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
With these, you could probably also stack 2 Checkmates bars, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean,
Because
even if, yeah,
I think 2 of the bars makes up one of the tiles.
this was the prototype.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was both of these are colors you currently carry. This one is I think you called it French beige.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And just a good old Nile turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one is the prototype and original without the table cuts. But
Mm-hmm.
I happen to like the table cuts a lot. So there's
Yeah,
some credit.
they have such a vintage flair to them for sure.
Oh, they do. They really do. And I'm just doing your trick, going under that through the bead. There we go. There's number 3 and number 4.
And could you use Miyuki tilas with this? They're close to the same size. You might have to adjust your seed bead size, maybe.
I think it would work. You'd want to play with the counts. I still think these top counts would work because you see we've got some space here.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was, I feel like they're the same. Are they 6mm? I'm not sure, but I still think it would work.
Yeah, I think they're close.
Yeah, you might need to change this count to 2 instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to play with it, but I do think absolutely this is an adaptable little path for lots and lots of beads. And so that finishes all of step 6, which is basically a repeat of step 5, and it's finding attachment and some traveling. But so now we're ready for the bottom part of the earring. And so what I did is I just kind of sketched out the path that I followed to put the first layer on, which is just from here on out, you'll be putting a 15 before and after all of the bead additions, tiles, and then heading back through the side. When you get over here, we'll just turn, string the next ones, and then we'll share those tiles. We'll bring them up, and that's what gives it the structure. It's actually, and then heading back up here. From there, there's another step for refining, and then you're done. Super
easy. That really does have a pretty shape to it too. I mean, you could just taper on down and have it be just that motif as an earring without adding anything to the bottom. You could add fringe at this step instead.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanted. So yeah, it's really adaptable. It's great.
Oh, I can see the fringe pattern too. That would be so pretty.
It'd be really pretty.
And this pattern is also completely open for changes. Like it's just sometimes you just do something you think is really cool in the moment, and it's not the only way that would work.
So I see in the comments that the tilas are 5x5, so it'd be a little smaller, and they're not quite as thick. But you could play around with the dimensions and see how they look.
Oh yeah. Oh hi Leslie. Yeah, definitely. I think in that case, just thinking out loud, maybe 2 here. Oh, I know another thing that might work.
Leslie will definitely be in the know. She knows those.
For sure, yeah. And then I'm even thinking like stacking quarter teals. I don't know. Maybe. All things that would be so fun to just sit and play and see.
For sure.
And so this is the basic pattern that I just went with, which was just completely arbitrary. Just liked it. It's just 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Like super creative there. But the fun part is putting on those tiles. So you're going to want for this one, this is the outer strand. You'll string that tile. And then we'll pick up a 15. And then the other one. It doesn't matter which hole at this point because they're all going to just kind of flop. They're just going to suspend like that for now. Slide those down. And from here, repeat back all of this. So just an easy 15, 3 of the color A, and every one is spaced with a 15-0. So just going like that. 2 of the seafoam and 1 of the, is this chalk? It's, which one is this? This is just opaque white.
Mm-hmm.
Nice match with the tile there. And then there's 2 more of the seafoam.
Yeah, real pretty.
I love turquoise with the hawthorn.
Mm-hmm. That hawthorn is such a great, it's such a great color.
This is my color that's always on my desk, like, because it becomes the one I use to experiment and design stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is the first part of the design.
Nice. Looks
And
nice just like that too.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, you can also, I was just thinking all the cool brios that you carry, you could from here leave it like that and then jet from here and put a little loop in a big brio.
Yeah, the brio would look beautiful.
That'd be pretty. So yeah, you're not stuck with this design. There's more to go from there. So many cool things. And I just want to try them all.
Right, exactly.
So that's connected there. And then what I did was I went through the next bead in that row and use some tight tension here. And that'll put you heading in this direction. And so where we are is we just did that little turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do some stringing. And the pattern's the same at first. So we're just going to pick up a 15 and 3 of the color A, each spaced by a 15. So that same repeat, switch into seafoam with 2. And then to the opaque white with 1. Back to seafoam with 2. And then from here, there's only 1 of the color A beads, and then just 1 15. So that's your pattern for the inside row. Almost the same, you're just missing the last 2 color A.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all written down in the pattern. So from here, you're going to flip up the tiles. And they're all just going to match like that. You just go through all 3. You don't need a 15 between them. And it just pop like that. And nice. I'm just going to heat that pattern right back up. Oops. Now we want to switch back to the seafoam. Once I get stringing, I just start going doop, doop, doop.
Yeah, just they fall right into place.
And there's the 3rd one. So you're just going to reverse that back up, starting with just the 1 bead, 2, 1, and 3. And here we're just going to go up through. It'll be the only one left that doesn't have a strand coming out of it. And pull tight. And so there's a little earring.
Nice.
And now for the fun part. So there is a lot of options here. I really loved the aster flower. I thought it was so cute.
Yeah, it's such a great little finding.
Yeah, it really is. You'll want to pop your jump ring onto it first. I did that ahead of class, but if you have your jump ring handy, it's going to suspend in a way that a jump ring will make it face forward.
And we got brand new jump rings, folks, for you for this. It is a 3.5 millimeter oval jump ring. And I'll tell you, I don't know how we got on without it. It's a great one. It's 20 gauge, so it's heavy enough to really hold, but small enough that it fits a lot of stuff, which is awesome.
They're really nice. I like them.
Mm-hmm.
And this attachment is so easy. So right now we had just headed up through that 2nd bead on the inside. That's where the little red dot is. we're just going to turn, go back down through the adjacent bead that's in that row of 4 brick stitch, head through the 15 and the next 8 seed bead. And from there, you'll string 4 15s and your charm through its jump ring, and then just head back up through that first bead in the strand. It's 15, and then back into the brick stitch row. Reinforce that, weave in, and we got it.
Nice.
I love an easy design. It's nice and relaxing.
Well, and it works up really fast. You could also do this. This would be a great pendant design too, if you're not into, stringing, or longer earrings or whatever. It would make a nice summer pendant for sure. Spring summer pendant.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I could see it on like a strand of gemstones.
Mm-hmm. Really nice.
And there's 2 more 15s. Oops. It must not have gone through the, there we go. All right. And then from here, we're just going to head up through. It's basically that first color A in your fringe, and then just go ahead and go through the brick stitch row above it. So what it'll do is it'll kind of place those 2 15s, the first and last we strung here. It's going to put them right side by side with the other 15 that's exiting from that bead. So it'll look just like that. And that's pretty much it. So reinforce that, and then we'll weave in and we'll tie off.
Nice.
And I did reinforce it 3 times, just because it's only 15s, and I felt like it needed a lot. Let me try to get through theirs. There we go. Oop, almost had it. They are very tiny.
Yeah.
Sometimes I use my iPad as a magnifier. Do you do that?
Oh.
Do you use the...
Sometimes I use my phone sometimes. Like when I cannot read something, I'll be like, let me put the light on and zoom in on it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, that little flashlight on the phone. That's
Yeah.
a lifesaver.
It is a lifesaver for sure.
There we go.
Very nice. And so ear wire wise, you could add anything, any type of ear wire you like. We're going to change the photo up. We know that the piece doesn't have an ear wire on it, so we will change it up to put the ear wire on. But you could use any ear wire. You just connect the ear wire right to it, Danielle, right? You don't use a jump ring in between?
Yeah, I know. In fact, well, depending on the type of ear wire you have, but most of them have the loop going in the same plane, in which case you would want it to suspend like that.
Right.
And so that's what we'll pop that one on there. And then from here, we left this little tail that's hanging out, exiting from the inside hole of the middle white bead there, the tile bead. And what I did is I just wove to it. So,
oh, nice. Gotcha.
And then the thread path to get there, you might want to go up through the brick stitch row above, and then head down through the adjacent, up through the edge one, and through the right-hand side of that first bottom row tile there. And try, if you can, to just get through the tile. It'd actually be a little tricky at this point because you saw how easy it was to put the needle through all 3. They step perfectly. So getting out of just one, I found was actually kind of tricky, but you can do it. And then getting your thread on the same side from where your tail is. So now I've got a tail coming out of this one, and my thread coming out of this side of the bottom one, top of the bottom one. So they're meeting here. And then it'll just save you having to weave around through really tight tiles. And because at this point, we've got quite a few passes going on. I gave myself permission to not.
Yes, I love it. And how much thread did you cut, Danielle? Like a wingspan about?
Yeah, let me double check. I think 50 inches will do it with plenty of room to weave in.
Okay, great.
And then you want to leave about a 5-inch tail or so.
Okay, gotcha.
That worked best for me. You will have quite a bit of leftover thread, but when it comes to doing these next steps, I thought it was nice having the extra length.
Right, having a little bit of extra. And it's all, don't forget, friends, to go over to the project page because Danielle created a really nice handout for us. So thank you so much for that.
Well, thank you. And see, I'm working to get through those tiles one more time here. There we go. But after this, we're all set. Just tighten that one more time. And then you can either just trim those with some flush cutters or burn those ends, and you got it.
Yay. Awesome.
All right. Good. And actually, I'm noticing that using smoke wasn't actually that dramatically
different.
Yeah. The one thing I might do is if I used KO, I might go through and do my brick stitch with one bead start so that the thread on the edge holds it flat.
Right.
That's just me being overly,
Well, every little tip like that for sure just refines the look of the earring.
Yeah, that is true.
Those look great. Love.
Easy to do. Those super easy.
Yeah.
We need easy projects for summer so we can have fast, easy jewelry.
Yeah, so we can make a bunch of cool stuff.
I can't wait to see what other people choose for their colors. It'll be really fun to see that.
Yeah, or different, treatments for the bottoms. That would be really fun.
Oh, yeah. And the cool thing about the aster flower is that it doesn't have a front or a back.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be beautiful from all angles when you're wearing it.
Yeah, very nice. And we have a bunch of different small charms. Those Becky Nunn has like the little tiny hearts and the little different things. So it's pretty cool. And I love your idea about the briolette as well. Popping a briolette in there would be good.
I was curious I haven't tried it yet, but what do you think about making this longer? The longer you make this, the less of width you're going to have in here for a charm. But if it was like a long drop,
right? Yeah,
maybe that would be okay. It just the strands would come together a little. They would only be able to get this close,
right?
So anything a little, but toward the top, they might even connect. Like they might lapse onto each other.
Come a little closer. You could also put you could have the briolette kind of hang across the top even. I mean, there's a lot of kind of stuff that you could play around with it, but I like the idea of having the loop a little bit longer, or you could do like looped fringe instead. Might be kind of fun. I like the way loop fringe looks.
I do too.
Yeah. Emily does looped fringe a lot, which I think looks good.
Oh yeah, that would be so pretty. And then we give it a dimension, like a layer. Like right now, I feel like it's a little bit of a flat design.
Yeah.
But with her loops, it would be
fun.
If you're looking at it from the side, you would see these layers going this way.
Yeah, which would be nice.
You could even switch down here at the bottom too.
What's that?
Well, I wonder if you switch to 11/0 at the bottom, you'd get.
You could switch to 11/0. Sure. Yeah. But it's really great. And everybody's saying how versatile the pattern is and stuff. So that's great. I'm really excited to see, as you say, what people do with this. Well, thank you so much. This was a fast one. I'm going to put us all back on.
Right? I feel like I sped through it.
I love it though. That's great. And get back to doing some more creating. I'm working on a little bit of a brick stitch project myself. It's kind of hard to see. It's a little one, but it's going with my upcoming Frida stitch kit. That's going to be up and coming up pretty soon. So, but I have to finish this brick stitch motif to make sure it looks okay. So,
I can't wait to see it. I'll keep my eyes out.
yeah, keep your eyes out. Another week or so, you
Another week?
folks.
Okay.
So we'll see. I
I
gotta get it
love
done.
all the stuff that you design, so I always get so excited to see what you're coming up with
Oh,
next.
well, thanks. Same with you, my friend. Same with you.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much. And I know we're going to have you back on soon.
Yeah.
But right now, currently, if you're watching us live, it is Wednesday, May 14th. You can see Danielle's project right on the homepage. You can go right into our Just In for all of the new table cut tiles. Anissa's saying that you could do a bunch of drops on the fringe. You could use those,
Yeah.
the Miyuki drops would look great. Really super fun, would look fantastic. Let me put up just real quick here, just so everybody knows where to find us on all of our socials: Facebook, our bead table group, our Instagram at beadshop.com, and our Pinterest pages are full of really great ideas and projects. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on our YouTube channel, my friends. Our subscriptions are growing and growing, so I really appreciate you taking that time. If you like this content, to please hit that subscribe. All over the web, you can find us at beadshop.com. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out at info@beadshop.com. Well, Danielle, another winner as always. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see you again soon. I know we always have a plan with you. So
You
I'm
always have
super
something good.
excited for the next time you visit. So thank you. Thank you. Great earring. And we really appreciate all of your hard work.
Oh, I appreciate you guys too. Thank you so much.
Yes. And here it is. All right. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.